one of the most topical things that you were involved in is, there's been a lot of videos on the channels lately about Rosemary Chicwak, and how her son Mike Brown, with the assistance of Roanne Hubbard, I like to call her Hubbard, but her real name is Roanne Horwich, and Justin Miscavige, aka Justin Tompkins, helped Mike Brown help his mother escape. And you helped film the entire thing. What was that like?
So, this was like a while back now, right?
It's not as long as it feels. Like
a year,
maybe 18 months at most.
18 months, yeah. For me, like, okay, so you get away from that world and that environment.
Yeah.
You can change a lot in 3 months, right? Because you're distancing yourself and you're meeting normal people and you're reading about normal things and whatever, right? So it feels like forever ago to me, but it was very frightening for me, because I was like, they're going to initiate the blow drill. They're going to initiate the blow drill. And I've had it called on me 3 times.
Wow.
On me personally, right? And so anyone who's gone through that, I was like, you know what? Mike asked me to be there, and I was like, this. I got, briefed a little bit about what was going on. I'm like, okay, this is something that needs to be documented, because that is going to be helpful. And you asked me like, hey, there's a person in distress. I want to help them, So I was like, if I can assist, I will. Right. So
now, I haven't seen the footage. Did you go all the way into the house?
I did. Yeah.
It couldn't have been shoulder mounted camera.
So I had a camera that was in a bag, which I brought in. And then some of the time I filmed with my iPhone, but these are like 4K, 24p, 3. It's an iPhone Pro.
I mean, my iPhone is what I'm looking into right now. It's like,
it's pretty great. Right.
Yeah.
And so I did put it in a place where you could have access to it. I won't say where that is right now online, but yeah, I went all the way in, and it was run with military precision.
Wow.
Because he's run military operations, right? Yeah. So I felt safe with somebody who was active duty military, who'd run operations in like Iraq and such, So I was like, okay, I'm going to follow orders, and it was planned. Everything was planned out, just like a military operation. And so he introduced me to the lady. The people who run that house are not Scientologists. They're like caretakers or whatever. So he said, oh yeah, I think he said that I was her, a relation of some sort. And she knew we were coming, and she was like, oh, hi, Rachel. I didn't know her super well. I had seen her because I probably saw or interacted to an extent with almost everyone who was on staff or in the SO anywhere, because I went all over the place filming, right? So I remembered her as an extension course supervisor. And I think we'd had her in some videos at some point in the background somewhere. And so, yeah, I went and I just tried I had something to do. I can keep myself more calm if I have something to do. So I documented what I could without it being like I'm walking in with a giant camera. But I had like a Blackmagic 6K camera in a bag, and, set it down and just let it keep rolling. And then, film some stuff with my camera, and then I made sure with my phone, and got her out in a matter of minutes, all smiling. And everybody was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, he said, we're just moving my mom. And it was 100% true. It's his mother. Yeah. So they were like, oh, okay. And then he had calculated, what time of day with the traffic and everything, how fast could we get to LAX? What flight do we need to be on where we'll make the flight, but there's not enough time for how long will it take them to alert the people at PAC base, Pacific Area Command is what it stands for. It's the blue buildings.
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard Way. And for them to like scramble jets, so to speak, and send their security people out, because when they do the blow drill, they will send individuals to LAX, to Burbank Airport, to the train stations, to everything. So I got in a different vehicle, drove my own vehicle, and then met them again at the airport, and was there with her being
wow.
checked in. They were calling her phone and saying, who's taking her, bring her back. I was like, okay, blow drills initiated. So how much time do we have?
Wow.
Yeah. And I was freaking out, but I had something to do. So I didn't freak out, but that was, it wasn't about me. It was about her. But internally I was like freaking out. And I asked her and I was like, oh my God. And she's like, I'm like, what if Kirsten is here? What if like someone just shows up? And she's like, oh yeah, I'll talk to them. They love me. Yeah. Like bring it on, So
yeah, that's great. That's great.